Welcome to the 37th episode of my podcast. It's Open Conversations. I'm your host, Young Bella Sabewo, and today I'm going to be talking about a couple different topics. Talk about some NBA stuff, and just it's going to be one of them episodes I just talk about just different type of stuff that I just wanted to talk about. So Boston Celtics versus Dallas Mavericks, NBA Finals 2024. So this is the matchup for the NBA Finals this year. Boston Celtics versus Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, this past round, the conference finals, um, you had Boston Celtics versus Indiana Pacers, Dallas Mavericks versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Um, I went 1-1 in this round. I had picked Boston Celtics to advance. They won against the Pacers, and then I had picked the Timberwolves to advance, but they lost. Dallas Mavericks ended up winning the series, and you know, it was, you know, the Pacers series wasn't that much entertaining. Dallas Mavericks was a bit entertaining. Minnesota at least won one game, but nonetheless, um, this is a good matchup. You got two stars on both teams, and Dallas Mavericks. You got Luka and Kyrie, and Boston. You got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Um, and when you talk about the Boston Celtics, who's probably has the most depth right now of any team in the league. When it comes to talent, they got the best. NBA Finals, you go about seven to eight guys. I do believe Boston has the better top 7 to 8 guys between them and the Dallas Mavericks. But the Dallas Mavericks, to me, have the better star duo. I think they also have the best player in the series. Luka, I think, is the best player in the whole series. I think, Jason Tatum, if for him, I think it's a matter of this being the series that he gets to really show that he's the player that I think he believes he is, and I think that the world think he can be. But I think going into this series, Luka Doncic is the best player. I think Luka is, you know, the better of the co-star. I think Luka's better than Jason Tatum. I think I gotta get an edge of Jason Tatum over, Kyrie at this point. But like I said, I think Kyrie's a better player than Jaylen Brown. So you got the better of the star duo in Dallas, but you have the better depth of team with Boston Celtics. And to me, the way I look at it is, especially when it comes to the finals, it's about the stars showing up, and you have to have maybe 2 games where a role player steps up, gets like 20 some points, unexpectedly, and that leads to victory of some sort. But I think in terms of my personal choice of who I think is going to win this series, I'm gonna have to go with Dallas Mavericks. I previously told I had, coming up, to this point, I had said Boston Celtics was gonna win. I told one of my buddies at the LA Fitness, one of the managers, Jordan. I told him I had picked Boston Celtics to win, but I've come to this point. I think Dallas is gonna win. I think Dallas with because I think the finals about the stars showing up, and if they can, I think Luka it's Luka's time. I think it's Luka's moment to just show he's that guy, and he's the best player in the league, whether it's between him and Joker. But I think it's that time, man. I do want Jason Tatum and them to win a championship. I actually do, but I just think it's going off the feeling. Just the feeling. And I think Luka's gonna really show out. I think Kyrie's gonna, back Luka on that. I think you're gonna have guys like PJ Washington, and Daniel Gafford really, show what they can do. And I think Luka's gonna, they're gonna win it. Fortunately for Boston, I don't think, they're gonna win it. They're still a young team. I don't think that they should break it up or they should do anything with this team. Crazy not, they just got to keep on competing, in my personal opinion. But I just don't think it's their year. We'll see. Obviously, this is more prediction. We'll see how things turn out. But I think Dallas is going to win it. I think Dallas is going to win it in 6 games. I got Boston probably winning the first game, but Dallas is going to win the next game, and I think Dallas is going to end up winning the next 2 in Dallas, and then Boston's going to win, and then I think Dallas is going to finish it off, and then it's going to go to 6 games, maybe 7. We'll see. But I think it's Dallas's year to win it, and but nonetheless, it's gonna. This is a legacy type series. We're gonna really see where we're gonna place Luka and Jason Tatum in terms of the top players in the league after this series. Is going to determine where we rank guys and how people are going to be viewed and all that type stuff. How where we rank guys, how people are going to be viewed. I think this series is going to kind of dictate a lot of that. But it's going to be pretty exciting though. It's going to be pretty exciting. It's high power offense, 2 great offenses going at it. So looking forward to it. This Thursday, definitely going to be tuned in. Victim or victor? This is a concept I kind of recently kind of thought about, like being when it comes to life. I feel like there's 2 choices that you can have in life. Whether you're going to you choose to be a victim or a victor. I think if you're somebody with a loser mentality, you oftentimes choose the victim route. If you're somebody with a winner mentality, you choose the victor route. Personally, I view myself with the winner mentality, and I choose to have a victor mentality, choose the victor route rather than the victim route. I think when you talk about the two, I think the victim route is the more comfortable route. It's the more comfortable route. It's the more route that has the least, if not no responsibilities. It's the route that gets unneeded attention. It's the route that keeps you imprisoned. It's the route that keeps you stagnant. It's the route that pretty much keeps you to not reach the potential that you can reach potentially. I think the victor route is the route that's the more uncomfortable, the more challenging, the more responsible, the route that's honestly less taken by most people. But I think it gives the best results in the end route and in the end route, depending on how you want to view things. If you're somebody who gets a high, I guess, off of external validation, then you probably will take the victim route. If you're somebody who gets a high off of internal validation and achieving your personal goals, you'll probably take the victor route. And like I said, it's just a matter of what do you want to choose in your life, like which route, because it truly does boil down to these two things when victim or victor, when it comes to who you want to be in your life. And like I said, I choose the victor route. There's pros and cons to both routes. Being a victim, the pros is that you're not as responsible. You have people who are going to enable you and allow you to do certain things that you know is wrong. That's not going to allow you to grow and become the best version of yourself and stuff like that. But people will hand stuff to you. You know what I'm saying? People gonna, you're gonna get handouts. Some people want that. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a victor, you're gonna be a winner. You're gonna be a champion. You're gonna get the right attention for the right reasons from the right people. You're going to have the self validation that honestly is needed, because we only live one life. We one person. And it's the most fulfilling. You know what I'm saying? But it's the most challenging. It's the most resistant route, But like I said, it has the best potential results. And it takes a lot of faith in a higher power and God and universe and stuff like that. But it comes with a lot of backlash, comes with a lot of jealousy, envy, and things of that nature. Being a victor, you know what I'm saying? It definitely comes with a lot of jealousy, envy, backstabbing, and betrayals and stuff like that, unfortunately. But that's part of, the journey, you know what I'm saying, of being a victor, being a winner, being an overcomer. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people having to exit your life because they're not bringing no value to it. Because you're trying to win, you're trying to, go in directions that bring victory, fruit. You know what I'm saying? So that to me is the difference between being a victim or victor and stuff like that. Um, just, you know, being somebody who wants to, have the determination to win, regardless of the external forces, the external situation. You're determined to win. But somebody who's a victim, their external circumstance, condition will prevent them from victory. And so, like I said, if you're somebody watching, somebody out there, you have to ask yourself, is you a victim or you a victor? Generalizing dating standards. I think this is rampant in today's day and age where everybody's creating certain standards in terms of dating for men and women. So like when it comes to men, it's like, well, a man wants a woman who's feminine and respectful and caring and submissive. And, personally, I mean, for me, this is my whole point. For me, these are good things, right? But not all men want that. Some men, based off of, and people don't understand that everybody's different and unique in their own type of way. And people have, based on who they are, they have their preferences, which is going to be different from yours. But, likes and dislikes is going to be different preferences. And so these things I mentioned, the next man may not want these things. The next man might want a quote unquote alpha woman, or a woman who's aggressive and, does, leads him and, isn't submissive and, isn't responsible, isn't, like based on that might be the example he might have gotten growing up from people, the women around him. And so he's like, hey, this is the type of women I want because this is what I'm used to. I'm used to women acting out and, being, yelling at me and talking to me any type of way, treat me any type of way, and etc. Not being submissive or whatever, not listening to me. That's what I'm used to. So it's like, that's the type of woman that I want. And so keep Ken knocking. That's his personal preference. That's a personal thing. Just like with the next man, if his preference is, I want a woman who's fit, feminine, caring, responsible, uh, etc. That's his preference. Let him have his preference in terms of what he desires. You know what I'm saying? Versus, oh no, that's wrong. You should want this, or looking at this guy who doesn't want a woman who respects him and treats him well and stuff like that, and being like he's wrong. Maybe, like I said, that's what he wants. That's because, like I said, that might have been what he's been used to growing up. So that might be what he wants. He might want a woman who doesn't respect him. He might want a woman who doesn't treat him well, or talks to him in a manly way, or whatever the case may be. You understand? So, and then we get on to women, right? We say generally, at least especially when I look at all the social media apps, I want an alpha man and a guy who I can be submissive to, and a guy who's I can respect, and this, that, and the third, and I can talk to and be in my feminine and stuff like that. That's cool. That's certain women may want that. Certain women may want that from a man, that they want to have a long-term committed relationship type of thing with. Cool. Now, there's some women who don't want that. They want, you know, just like when I see on these social medias how they criticize beta male, and beta male is a guy who's not submissive or who is submissive and, you know, has no backbone and isn't respected, whatever, you know, etc. Some women want that. Some women prefer that kind of guy because that's what they were used to growing up, you know, from whatever house Pat, you know, how she was raised and stuff like that. That might be what she prefers. Um, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta understand when we generalize certain standards, especially when it comes to dating, put in the perspective that everyone is unique. Everybody has their own preferences and standards of what they want and what they like. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not going to be the same. What you like may not, I like, what I like may not be what you like. Everybody got their different, you know, preferences, like I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, and likes and dislikes. So we got to take into consideration everybody in all reality is unique. So the real thing needs to be the question of what does this person value? What does this person want? This individual? Because what they want versus what the next woman wants, what this man wants, what the next man wants, can be totally different. Oftentimes with these social media apps, I see people just make it to where it's like, well, men want this, women want this. It's like, no, that's not necessarily the case. Men, depending on the type of guy, depending on the type of woman, she may want something different. It may be some certain things that's similar to the next man or woman, but like there's gonna be some certain differences in comparison to the next man or woman. So I just think that it's kind of a, you know, hasty to just generalize when it comes to, you know, dating standards and preferences and stuff like that when it comes to men and women, because everybody is just uniquely different, just naturally. Period. Point blank. Period. Listening and analyzing opinions versus personalizing opinions. See, this is something that I, you know, especially when it comes to discussions and debates, however you want to say, um, I see it often. I've experienced it. I'm pretty sure other people have experienced where, you know, I personally prefer to try to listen and analyze people's opinions and what they say. Um, I think it's very popular. It's like promoted a lot. You know, I don't care about other people's opinions, and like most people who say that, it's like a protection mechanism. I know it is because likely, more times than not, probably somebody have said gave their opinion that you didn't like, and now all of a sudden you just say, "Well, I don't care about anybody else's opinions." Truth be told, that's not true because you actually do. Real reality, you probably just don't care about that person's opinion that you didn't like. We coexist with billions of people, so you kind of have to you have to consider other people's opinion. Like I said, the best I would suggest like to listen and analyze what people have to say. Um, you don't have to agree with it, or you don't have to do it or take the advice, but at least listen and analyze what they're saying, um, and then come up with your own, you know, opinion with what they said. I mean, you can be like, okay, I'm not gonna after listening and analyze what you're saying, I don't agree or I'm not gonna take your advice. Um, you know, after listening and analyzing your opinion, I am gonna take your advice. Um, so it's all about, you know, you know, what you come up with. Now you have a lot of times with people. especially when you talk about politics and people and stuff. People will just personalize what you have to say. So if they feel like they got some kind of personal issue with you or whatever the case may be, whatever for whatever reason, anything you have to say is gonna be disregarded, even if it's fact or true, or even if it's good for them. They'll just disregard what you're saying just because they've personalized your opinion because of whatever nowadays it's I because I don't like this person, or because this person this, or this person has that, or some like that. So they just will just disregard everything you have to say and just personalize everything you have to say, and anything that comes out your mouth is just wrong. They don't like it, type of thing. And that's the easiest way to be ignorant, stay foolish, stay stagnant. A lot of people don't, these people who do this, they don't understand or recognize this is what they're doing. Um, you know, they but hey, it is what it is. But this is what they're doing. They've automatically invalidated your opinion just just because they've already personalized it. Haven't listened it, they haven't listened to it, they haven't analyzed it, they haven't considered it at all. They've automatically just rejected it just because of it's you, and they have some personal thing problem with you. Um, and this is the where I suggest people not to do. My suggestion. I encourage people to listen and analyze people's opinions, even if you have some kind of personal you disliking and with that person or whatever the case may be. I suggest listen and analyze because, um, like I said, you can learn some great things. Um, Sometimes, like I said, it's the people that you don't quote unquote like, or whatever the case may be, or whatever, that can give you some advice that can really benefit you. You know what I'm saying? In your situation. But because you've chosen to personalize that person's opinions and just invalidate anything this person says, does, just invalidate it. Um, hey, you can choose that route. It's cool, but I'm just trying to tell whoever you are out there, like that's not the best way to go about things. Try to listen and analyze everything that's said, everything, even if you don't agree. Like listen and analyze. Just come up with the fact that you don't agree. Right? Just come up with the fact that you don't agree with that um, perspective or point of view, um, or you do agree. You know what I mean? I think that's important. So that's you know how you grow, you evolve mentally. Just listen, analyze, and coming up with the result of saying, I don't agree, or I agree. When you just personalize people's opinions, sometimes you can just personalize people's opinion. Everything this person has to say is right. This person says the sun is blue because you have whatever, you personally like them, and you personally, you're a fan or whatever. You just say it's right. Right? They say that somebody they say the sky is green. You're right. You just, because you personalize the opinion, you just say it's right because you just like them or whatever, right? And hey, think about the type of life you're living. When somebody can say that the sun is purple, and then you just say that that's right, just because you like them, or water is pink and because you just like them, then you just say it's right. Like, come on, you're living a foolish life. Just try to listen and analyze what people got to say and just come up with whether or not you want to, take their advice, think it's good for you or not. Don't just personalize opinions, man. Listen and analyze. That concludes this episode, man. I appreciate y'all for watching. Thankful for y'all. Looking forward to the next episode. And peace out.